Jason here. Jason's over here. I'm at Harpers Ferry National Park, Schoolhouse Ridge South, Battle of Harpers Ferry. Raised and rocked the United States during the second year of the American Civil War. In September 1862, Confederate Robert E. Lee launched his army into Maryland, the North. Lee's first target became Harpers Ferry. He ordered Stonewall Jackson to make the attack. Here, Jackson overcame great obstacles, defeating the Union during a three-day battle and forcing the largest surrender of U.S. troops during the Civil War. His victory at Harpers Ferry enabled Lee to make his stand at nearby Antietam. Jackson arrives here on Schoolhouse Ridge with 14,000 men to commence the Battle of Harpers Ferry. Jackson faced mountain obstacles and a determined Union army defending Bolivar Heights, but in the three-day battle, he forced the largest surrender of U.S. troops during the Civil War. So, Schoolhouse Ridge South, auto tour, battlefield trails here, so we're hiking it. Jackson arrives. You ready? Let's roll. What are you doing? You see the ruins over there. I don't know if you can see the cannon up there. So that's considered the Schoolhouse Ridge. And this is south. This is and heading north until it runs into the Potomac River. This was the Confederate stronghold. They held this position and actually marched this direction north, facing Bolivar Heights and Harpers Ferry, which is just over the tree line there and a mile or two down the road. Those ruins there, I believe at the time, 1859, when John Brown attempted his raid on Harpers Ferry, I think he stopped at that residence and either took someone hostage, captive, however you want to put it. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe. There you go. You are here. Schoolhouse Ridge. That's what we're on. Right along here. Confederate Major Stonewall Jackson faced three enemies: the Union garrison at Harpers Ferry, which is that direction, its formidable position on Bolivar Heights and time. On the second day of the battle, although pummeled by a Confederate bombardment, the Federals still stood firm. Jackson knew he had to force the issue. He devised a three-point plan. First, to turn the Union flank, he ordered Major General A.P. Hill to march 3,500 men and 20 cannon under cover of night to a position behind the Federal lines. Meanwhile, 1 mile north, Jackson staged a fake attack against Bolivar Heights to distract the Federals from Hill's maneuver. Finally, Jackson ordered that 10 cannon be moved from Schoolhouse Ridge across the Shenandoah River to a plateau on Loudon Heights, which is that mountain ridge you see over there. By Monday morning, September 15th, all was accomplished. The trap was set. All right, two cannon here, showing where they were sitting and which way they were facing. Now, here's something interesting about these cannons. One of them is an actual Civil War era cannon, but I don't know if it was ever used. So this one was not. A lot of these were made, I don't remember when, but for the sole purpose of being set up at the battlefields. So if you look at that, No rifling. I know some people are going to say it's a straight blade bore, but no, it's not. It's not a real cannon. You know, there's nothing back here to light it off. That's not true. That little hole there, it was just put there for decoration. Now, this cannon over here is real. See here, flint hole. That would be for your sights. It's got the U.S. markings on it. Let's see, there's some other stuff on here also. Are you getting out of the sun there? So, it's got the markings. Calvin Gilbert, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And it's got the rifling. And it says, it's kind of hard to see on here, but it looks like it says 1864, 816. I can probably take a picture of it better for you. But this is an actual Civil War era cannon. Don't know if it was ever used. Park Service may be able to answer that, but pretty interesting. You on to something? Well, this was an old farm prior to it becoming part of the Park Service of Harpers Ferry National Park. So, right through here, I don't know if they tore the house down quite yet, but getting tangled up by all the dogs. So, usually you can tell by trees and obviously dwellings. You know, this was a large tree that was in the yard. This would have been the open yard at the house. There's more stuff over here for the whatever they were farming here for. And there's a picnic table. There's a dwelling there. See this old sink sitting there, sheet metal. There's other dwellings over here, and then it's hard to see, but there's the brick house over there. Brick house. Some more dwellings and stuff over there. All farm stuff, sheds, stuff like that. So pretty interesting to see stuff like this. probably heading back that direction, but I think this might just go over to the gate. I'm just going to check it out. So that's where the farm sat and its structures, and this was the driveway, which is now a Park Service entrance, or has been for many years, but just saying. Yeah, that just heads down to the gate there. You know what? I'm going to check the edge of the woods to see if any trails go to the right. I don't think they do, but I'm going to look anyway. Water adventure park that is up here in Harpers Ferry is over in the quarry on the other side of that road over there. And so what it is, it's a lot of flotation type, ouch, things. And you always have to wear a life preserver, and I think children under the age of 5 or 6 are not allowed in the water. So just remember that. Ooh, we got a trail going off to the right over here, which I've never taken before. So we're going to take it. Be nice if they would cut trails further down that way, but who knows why. But here we go. It'll go up, go back to the left a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what the trails they got cut back over there too. A good high point right there. Remember the time of Civil War? Not many trees around here. Could have a heck of a view. Heading off in that direction is Charlestown. You can see the houses. See a little bit of the buildings close to us. That's the Border Patrol facility. Training center. Well, it's going to be a short hike today, but we're going to head back. We're going to walk down this lonely stretch of trail. If you follow this trail straight, it's a straight shot right off 340 at the Border Patrol training facility. There's a little spot to park at a gate, and if you park there, and you can walk this trail straight back, and it's a nice good straight walk. Winter time when it's windy, it can be a little bit to deal with, but it's pretty cool. Here's part of the Border Patrol training facility. How many times have I said that during this video? There were some other old homes and such and barns. They've been since torn down. And I don't know what the Park Service is doing, but up in that middle piece of woods there, I'll see if we can see it. There was a house there. Obviously, poor condition, roof caving in, floors. They tore it down. Last time I was up here, they were reconstructing a foundation there that had nothing to do with that one. I'm just curious if they're building a foundation to the resemblance of something that was there during the Civil War period, possibly, and before. Who knows? If you know, put it in the comments. I was running out of space. I had to delete a bunch of files to continue recording. So, hang a right here. You're going to go to the little parking lot off 340 near the Border Patrol facility entrance. That's where we just came. We're still on the South Ridge. And then we're heading back towards the parking lot. Facing east. The mountains over there, Virginia. Loudon Heights, as you want to call it. So, we're wrapping up this quick little hike today. Dogs are ready to go. We've already stopped for a water break. We'll go home and take a nap. Well, except for Jojo on the left. He's only about 11 months old. He'll still go home and raise hell. Alright, heading back down. I see the Super Prius in the wind. Way down there in the parking lot. Super Prius. Alright. It's part of that stone house that we were looking at before we came up here. I gotta look up the history on this. I'm sure the Park Service has it, but go up to steps. So they've been trying to, that's crazy. A lot of times there's not this amount of weeds around this place. Fireplaces. Probably the kitchen back there. Keep the hot room off the house in the middle of summer. Alright. Anyhow. Would have been a beautiful view. Jason is over here. Remember to please like and subscribe, please. See ya.